What is poppin' fam? Hispanic here, coach of the Reno Acerola, and this is my ICBA Season 3 Draft Analysis for your Reno Acerola. New season of ICBA, we have a new team. Last season, we unfortunately lost in the wild card round of playoffs to Isolate and his Great Lake Greninjas. Because the one time I didn't put E-Speed on my Arcanine, it backfired. His Pheromosa lived on 1 HP. His Pheromosa lived on a Focus Sash, and to Mimikyu Shadow Sneak. And then Arcanine was my last mon. I didn't have E-Speed on it. I had Toxic instead for his Palossand, which ended up dying turn 3 to Mega Metagross. So that was a prepping blunder on my end, and it cost me the game. What are you going to do? It happens. It's mods. But anyway, let's put that behind us. This is a new season now with new teams, and we have a new team for ourselves too. So let's see how the Reno Acerola made out in this draft. We had the 6th pick in the draft. And I gotta say, in 3 seasons of ICBA, we really had good luck with the draft drawing. Season 1, we had like 15th, which is actually good. I like having 15th because it's kind of a pseudo wheel. As 16 coaches, we have 15th in season 1. Season 2, we had the 1st overall pick, which was very, very nice. And now here we have the 6th overall pick, which is, it's the worst of the 3, but it's still not too bad. It's still a high pick, and this league does allow some broken stuff, like a Blaziken was allowed, Mega Metagross was allowed. What else? Dawnwings Necrozma was allowed, actually went 1st overall. Yeah, so anyway, this league allows a lot of broken stuff, and with the 6th overall pick, I'm really surprised. I'm not really surprised, but I'm really happy this mon fell to me. And that mon is Naganondel. Its nickname will be Clapsed after my boy Claps Rainbow 4, because he was a little bit, I don't want to say salty, but he was a little peeved that he got snubbed last year when I named all my mons after friends. So I decided I'd throw him a bone. I needed a Naganondel nickname, so he decided himself, and I went with it. But what is there to say about Naganondel? Dragon Poison, really good offensive typing here. This will be a Z-Mon. In the ICBA, we have 2 types of Z-Mons. We have status Z-Mons and offensive Z-Mons. I made Naganondel an offensive Z-Mon, meaning we used Z points. I think it was 240 or something. Yeah, 240. Because I made Naganondel an offensive Z-Mon, it costs 140. If I made status, it would cost 160. So I really didn't see any status Z moves I would use on Naganondel, so I made it just offensive. And really, what's there to say about Naganondel? Poison Dragon, really good offensive typing. Do you think it's checked by steel types? No, it's not. It gets Fire Blast. It gets Flamethrower. You think it's checked by Bulky Waters? It gets Thunderbolt. Very, very good, Mon. It gets Nasty Plot even, so you could set up. And Beast Boost is really, really nice for it because its speed and special attack are pretty close together. Like, you can run enough special attack to get a boost. Like, you can run enough speed to get a boost in speed. Like, let's say you run Timid Nature, you definitely get that higher than your special attack. Meaning you get the speed boost in speed, which is really, really nice come sweeping. And that's what puts Naganondel over the edge. It is an S tier. It is one of the broken mons. So it is one of the broken mons because of Beast Boost, getting the boost in speed. It's really easy to sweep at this thing. And it's gonna be really interesting to use Naganondel in ICBA season number 3. Now I needed a mon to pair with this thing, and I feel like this is a reach for round 2, but I wanted it anyway. And that mon is Alolan Ninetales. This is probably the best mon to try to set up and sweep something with. In YKI, another league I'm in, I'm using I have I don't know if I have Alolan Ninetales, and I'm really, really liking it in that league. Mainly because I don't have it with Naganondel, I have it with Manaphy, which is not as good as Naganondel because it's slower and doesn't get like boost in speed, but it still could sweep very well with like Z Rain Dance or Tail Glow. And right now, I think we're in like week 9 or 10. I don't exactly remember. And Manaphy has it broke 20 kills. I'm pretty sure it broke 20 kills. I think it's 20 and 3 so far. So Manatee is just laying waste on that league, which is it's really really fun to use this thing. And I knew right away I knew right away in ICBA after that league, if I got Negative Undale round 1, I was taking Alula Tails round 2. I knew right away I was doing that. Just because of Aurora Veil plus Snow Warning. Very very nice combination there. Makes it a lot easier to sweep it with Negative Undale. And I'm really having a lot of success with this in YKI with Manaphy. So I figured I was going to try to repeat that success here in the ICBA. And there's really not much else to say about that other than Aurora Veil. It does get Nasty Plot. It is pretty fast at 109. It does get Nasty Plot to help that 81 special attack. Gets Freeze Dry to help with Bulky Waters as well. So in round 3, Victini was still on the board, and I knew I wanted that because I needed a tier 1 wall breaker. And Teeny did fit the bill nicely. But it was taken. But Teeny got taken. Teeny got taken in the first snipe of the draft. So I went with the next best thing, and that is Chimpact the Infernape. And really, Infernape is just a poor man's Victini. That's kind of why I took it. I know it hits harder and is faster, but the reason I wanted Teeny more is because Teeny has they pretty much have on par move pools. I mean, Teeny doesn't get poison coverage, and this does. Teeny doesn't get ground coverage. They both get grass coverage, so they're pretty much on par with the move pool. But Teeny has a bulk factor, and V-Create just nukes everything in its path. Infernape doesn't have that nuke button. I mean, it has Flare Blitz, but you take a recoil damage. At least with V-Create, you don't take recoil. So, and also Teeny's bulkier. But I'll go with Infernape. Pretty much it's going to do the same thing I would want Victini to do. Just wall break things, maybe potentially sweep. Like I do get U-turn. I could pivot out into Naganondel if I wanted to. Close combat's very, very nice, plus Flare Blitz. Really, this thing is just a good offensive mon. And that's why I wanted Infernape. I needed a fire type, and I needed something to break things. Something to break down walls for Naganondel's sweeping capabilities. Even this thing can sweep if I give it like a Choice Scarf. I don't have Z moves on this thing, so I can't run like Z Sunny Day or like Z Gunk Shot to nuke a fairy type or something. Okay, anyway, let's move on. And now looking at the first 3 mons, I'm fairly weak to Earthquake. I really feel like with my next 2 picks, I definitely felt like I needed some answers to Earthquake, maybe some utility along with it. And plus I need some bulk. I need things to take hits. So with my next pick, I decided to go with Cresselia. This is one of the best mons to take hits. Because it doesn't have the best offensive stats, but 120 defense, 130 special defense with 120 HP. This thing is a hits absorber. I've used it before in UTL Season 2, and the Calm Mindset really put in a ton of work. It is a mon. It's a mon I don't really like because it's fat. I don't like fat mons that well. But I feel like I definitely needed a fat mon here because I have 3 mons that don't take hits well. I needed something to eat hits, and why not the bulky psychic type in Cresselia? Its nickname is OB3 after my good friend OB3, who is a Stall King. I've actually faced actually in UTL Season 2, I faced OB3 in that battle. I faced OB3 in that league, and we had I think it was like an 85 turn battle, where it was my Crest against his they turned it to just a giant stall fest between my Crest and his Registeel. And my Crest ended up winning it because I set up Calm Minds in his face. And he didn't have Toxic on his Registeel. So yeah, shout out to OB3. He gets to be the Cresselia. He has a YouTube channel. I'll link him down below because I'm a good friend like that, and you should check him out. He has some good content up there. So yeah, that's really it on Cresselia. It also gets Levitate, which really helps with my ground weakness that I'm kind of forming over here. And that's really it. Just eats hits, helps with the ground weakness, and it's a psychic type. That's pretty much why I drafted Cresselia. Okay, next, with my next pick, I felt like I wanted some utility, so I decided to bring back an old friend. Crimson Surf the Donphan is back. Even though we are not the Crimson Surf anymore, Donphan will still always be Crimson Surf. And I've said my piece on Donphan in my ICBA Season 1 draft analysis, and I've said in numerous draft analyses for a bunch of leagues. But in case you haven't seen those videos, here's pretty much why Donphan's one of the best mods in league format. Amazing move pool, gunk shot, gyro ball, earthquake, earthquake stab, earthquake. It gets play rough, knock off, seed bomb, superpower. Really, really good move pool. It's able to get rocks up, rapid spin, base 120 defense, 90 HP, so it's very, very bulky. 60 speed F, but it still could tank hits very well because of the 90 HP. Gets sturdy as well. You can run like sturdy weakness policy with this thing and just nuke something. It even gets rock polish, so you can even sweep. Even though 50 speed, but at +2, you are going to be able to outspeed a lot of things, depending on how much investment you run. So yeah, that's pretty much my piece on Donphan. It's bulky and it hits hard, and it has good utility. Plus, it gives me another good answer to ground types. Because with 120 defense, 90 HP, I am going to be able to eat earthquakes. So yeah, well, why not Don? So yeah, that's pretty much it on Donphan. It's just one of the best mons in the format. Definitely would recommend like around the middle of the draft, like round 5, round 6. If it's still there, definitely pick it up if you need like a rocker and some utility. And now my next one, I felt like I felt like I was gonna need a dark type. I felt like I wanted a dark type to complete a psychic dark fighting core with Infernape, Cresselia, and this mon, and I decided to go with a Alolan Persian. This mon will be a Z-mon, but it will be a Z status, meaning I can use offensive Z moves, but I can also use status Z moves. And the reason why I did this was because of Z Parting Shot. Just trying to make Naganadell's life as easy as I possibly can to sweep. And Z Parting Shot really helps because you click that Z Parting Shot, it lowers your foe's attack and special attack by 1 stage, and it fully heals the Pokemon you're going into. So let's say with this mon, I click Z Parting Shot, and I go into Naganadel. No matter how much HP it's taken, it's now at full health. And then I could just start clicking Nasty Plots because his moves are going to be down by 1 stage. So yeah, I'm just trying to make Naganadell's life as easy as I possibly can. And this really helps. Even with just regular Parting Shot, it just makes Naganadel easier to set up with. Plus the ability Fur Coat, meaning also has ability Fur Coat, meaning its defense gets doubled. So this thing can even tank hits. Like, I know it's just base 60 defense, but Fur Coat does allow it to eat hits pretty well. It doesn't get any recovery outside of rest, though, which kind of blows, but whatever. 115 speed, still very, very nice speed. My team is my team is looking very, very fast so far. Between Infernape at 108, this is 109, this is 127, 121. It was 127 special attack. And this at 115. So I have very, very nice speed tiers going on here. And that's really an Alolan Persian. Just provides good utility for my Naganadel. Two good abilities here in Fur Coat and Technician. Not really rattled, but Fur Coat and Technician are really going to be the prime abilities for with this Mon. Okay, so next I actually had enough free points for a tier 1, and I wanted a Steel type. And I couldn't believe this Mon was still here at round 7. And that Mon is going to be Scizor. Oh yeah, one of the gods of UU right now in Scizor. And this mon is just a beast. Gives me another defogger. Gives me a nice steel type. It's weak to fire, but so be it. And not very fast at 65 speed, but it is very, very bulky. Only 1 weakness in fire. Technician gives me a priority user, a bullet punch, and another pivot to get into Naganadel. And I felt like Scizor would be really, really nice. It completes my Fairy Steel Dragon core, which really, really it's very nice. So I completed Fairy Steel Dragon, and I completed Psychic Dark Fighting. The only core that's left is Fire Water Grass, and I will complete that with my lower tier picks. So that's really it on Scizor. It's just going to be another Wall Breaker to pair with Infernape. Another hard-hitting wall breaker. Now, in my next pick, I wanted another special wall breaker. Not gonna Del's more of a special sweeper, but I felt like I wanted another special wall breaker. I was eyeing Mega Pidgeot, so that way I could get points added, more points added, and potentially take like a better grass or water type, because I wanted to complete that core. But alas, I was sniped of Mega Pidgeot. So I was just distraught then. I wanted another special wall breaker, and I was sniped the Mega Pidgeot. So I was looking through, and I saw this Mega as Mega Tier 2, and I took it right away. And that is Mega Manetric, the essential Mega. Gives me another special wall breaker, base 135 special attack, more speed, 135 speed. I have a really fast team, and I really like that. And I've drafted regular Manetric in so many leagues, including UTL, and pretty much the Mega is just that thing on steroids. It gets Intimidate, which is very helpful to lower attack stats. And I don't think I have the Mega Turn 1. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong on that. But Lightning Rod is going to help me in base form to be an electric immunity. Gives me a fast electric type, the most essential mons in League format. So whatever I said about Manetric in my UTL draft analysis applies to this too. Maybe with the exception of maybe with the exception of Z moves, because I can use Z moves on this. Okay, next up we decided to take Regirock, because it's just tier 5s from here on out, because I opted to take Mega Manetric. So next time we decided to go with Regirock, as I felt like I wanted another Fatmon. So Regirock, Cresselia, Dolphin gonna be my main core. I want another rocker too. And Regirock is going to be that rocker. 200 defense, really could take hits nicely. 100 Spadef with 80 HP. This thing just eats hits. Has a decent move pool too. Could run Curse, could run Rock Polish, could run get Sturdy as well. So it's kind of like Dolphin in that regard. So this thing is just gonna be here to eat hits. And now my last two mons, I felt like I wanted to complete my Fire Water Grass at any cost, so I opted to go with Lapras, and this will be also a Z-Mon. Z status, so that's it on my Z-Mons. I have Z status Persian, Z status this, and or was it just D offensive? I don't know. Whatever one was 40 points. And Megadon Dell will be my Z-Mons. And this thing really it's good. It provides you with water immunity with water absorb. I've seen 5-7 West use this in UTL. In fact, I'm naming it after him. Shout out to 5-7 West. His link will also be linked down below, so you should check him out. And really, it has decent stats all around with 130 HP, so it is going to be able to take hits relatively nicely. Gets a nice setup with Dragon Dance. Has a pretty good move pool. That's why I made this thing a Zemon. Electric coverage, bug coverage, psychic coverage, dragon coverage, steel coverage, ground coverage. This thing is it's really nice. And I felt like I was going to be able to use it effectively here. Very good EV user. And now the last mon is going to be Dartrix, because I wanted a grass type. I wanted a grass type, and I wanted another fighting resist. And Dartrix really helps. Okay, stats here, but with a Violite, that really helps it out bulk wise. It's another U-turner, I believe. It gets U-turn, right? It doesn't get U-turn. Only Decidueye does. Okay, but it does get Roost, and it gives me another Defogger. So I have 3 forms of hazard removal on this team between this Scizor and Donphan. 2 Stealth Rockers with Regirock and Donphan. So I'm pretty much okay for hazard removal. I'm pretty much okay for hazard removal. I have 2 Rockers, which is okay as well. This thing gets 2 forms of setup to it, SD and Nasty Plot. So yeah, that is your Reno Acerola for ICBA Season 3. Hope you enjoyed this draft analysis, and I hope you guys enjoy the upcoming season of ICBA. So Spatnik out, and I will see you guys for Week 1. We take on Johnny GB and the Oregon Ducklets. And he has a Dong Rings Necrozma. I am fucked. Peace!